In this video, I want to calculate the completion time of a project, and we also want to understand what is critical path. So that is why I have mentioned here the critical path analysis. In my previous video, we have discussed what is project, what are we mean by activities and preceding activities in a project. We have also constructed the network, or we may say the drawing of the network which is associated with that project. So we are representing project with the diagram, and that diagram we have called it as network. So for the examples, you can watch my previous video. I have added the link in the description box. Now in this video, I want to calculate the total duration or the completion time of a project. I also want to identify activities of project as critical or non-critical activities. And then we want to identify critical path. And hence we want to introduce why crushing is required in the critical path. So my focus in this video would be these one, and then an introduction to this for the further analysis. Now, why this crushing is also required, let me to give you a little idea here itself. We suppose that this project is completed in 25 days. We know that this is a small project and we have completed a project in 25 days. And now we want to optimize this time further as per desired. I want to finish my project in 20 days. So then I need to make sure that what sort of changes do I do in my project or in the activities, or where do I speed up my project so that it is finished in 20 days. So that is why I have written as per requirement or need. So this need is varying. This will depend upon the customer, or this will in the question, this must be written in the question. How much do we want to optimize that project? So let's move forward now. I want to define now how do we calculate the time duration of the project. So for any activity, we define two times. One is the earliest time occurrence and the second is latest occurrence time. So earliest starting time means how early we can start a project, and as we progress, how early we can reach to the next stage. So this we use the notation here. For earliest I am using E, and for latest I am using L. So S means earliest starting time, and LC I am reading latest completion time of any node. So I and J I have just varied, although we will be calculating earliest and latest for both the nodes. We have been always given the time duration of an activity, and that is denoted by Tij. So this is time duration of any particular activity which must be given us in the question or the problem that we are taking up. Now to calculate the earliest, so this is my first thing. We first calculate earliest and then we will be calculating the latest. To calculate earliest, I am going to use forward past calculation. So in the forward past calculation, when we say we want to start a project, because we'll have a fixed day when are we going to start. Say I'm going to start on a particular date. So in that particular date, what is my starting time? It's 0. Before that, that's the starting time 0. And then we are going to add on the time, how much time is taken by the first activity, second activity, and so on. So that is why the earliest starting time is 0. So here I have simply written E, or you may also consider this as E S1 equal to 0 as per this notation. Okay. And here you may consider this as ES second node, and we may consider ES ith node. So this is just starting means, because we want to understand this situation from the starting of the next activity. Okay. And how do we calculate? So this means obviously because we want to also ensure that all the activities are finishing in between as we progress. So if an activity takes the longest duration, so whenever we add the previous time, we need to ensure that that is the maximum time taken by any activity. Once we take this as maximum, this ensures that none of the activity is left incomplete in the project as we move forward. So that is why the name forward past calculation is given to this. Now to understand this, let us take a question here. So this is an activity given to us, and I have here preceding activities, and there is also a total time duration which is given in days. Now this could be in months or this could be in weeks, depending upon what the question is asked and how large the project is. First question here is construct the network. So let us answer the first question here. As we want to construct the network, we have certain notations and assumptions to draw this network. In my last video, we have already discussed it. So I'm just drawing it and considering that at this moment We know that. So this is the activity A and this is activity B, and C can start where A is finished. So I'm going to start the activity C. D has a procedure C, so D will start from this. E has a procedure D, so E will start from this one. Then it says F can start from B and E is finished. So I can finish B here, but I also require E separately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a dummy here. And I'm going to extend now this my B to this last node. So this is the activity B and they are finishing this node, and because now at this node E and B both are finished, so I can start now the activity F because F required B and E as a preceding activity. And then I need a node where E and F both are finished, and so that I can start G. Although E is finished here, I can write, so but I want a node where I ensure that E and F both are finished. So I'm going to add a dummy here, and at this node E and F both are finished, so I can start the activity G. So this is the network which is completed, and I can just simple label it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is 8. So this labeling is complete. So that's the construction of the network. So the network construction is done. Now let us write down the time duration of each activity which is given to us in the question. Activity A takes 10 days. Activity B is taking the 7 days. So maybe you can just write like this or here. Activity C takes 5 days. D takes 3 days. So it is given here all the activities time. E takes 2 days. F take 1 day, G take 14 days, and these two are my dummy activities. So I'm just going to write this is dummy. Okay, and this is also dummy. Because it is dummy activity, so the time duration taken by these dummy activity is 0 day. Okay, so this is not going to affect the total time duration of the project. Now I want to identify earliest time occurrence of each event. So we want to calculate earliest time. Also in the notation of the earliest, so we write those earliest time here itself. So we can use different notations for earliest. Sometime we can simply write like this. So here I can write, I'm also going to calculate now because ultimately we wanted to reach to the critical path. So we will be calculating earliest and latest both. So suppose if I write here earliest of ith node, at this stage I may write latest of ith node. Either I can use this ordered pair sort of notation, or I may use this sort of notation where you can mention here latest and we can mention here earliest. So whichever notation we are using, we just need to mention, or I can simply write what is my earliest time and what is my latest time in the question. Okay, because these two are going to be the requirement for the critical path, so we always write both times all together. But in this particular question, since I only require earliest time, so I am only writing here the earliest time, and I am following this notation because so that I don't leave a blank over here or in this notation. Okay, now the first earliest time, because the process has just started at this node. This is my starting node, so this is start node. And here this is the end of the project. This is end of the project. So in the starting node, before that there was no time. So my earliest of the first node is a 0. So earliest, so let me to write it with the red color. So earliest of the first node is a 0. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to look at the activity 2, look at the event 2. So I have also discussed in the previous video, node and event is basically when we talk about the completion of the time. So since this activity A is finished here, and then I'll assume that this event is completed and it can start the next event, which is C. So this means at this stage at node 2, I can start something else. So that is why we associate earliest starting occurrence. Okay, earliest starting occurrence of this node 2, what it be? Add the previous time, that is 10 days, and plus 0 because it only depends upon this particular activity. So this means 0 plus 10, it will give me 10 days. Move forward at the third node, third event, which means that activity C is complete. I'm going to add 10 plus 5, this is 15. Move forward. So this is, I'm adding the previous time and I'm moving forward. 15 plus 3 will ensure the fourth node time. This is 15 plus 3. So this would be 18. Then move at fifth node. This would be SC5. So 18 plus 2, this is 20. Okay, when I reach to node 6, at this stage, see that there is a dummy activity which is coming up like this. This means and also there is an activity B. So this is the activity B that is coming up. F can start only when E and B both are finished. So this means this time will be dependent on the ES5 also and the previous node. So in terms of node, if I need to calculate the time of 6, so the previous node for this is 5 and on this side it is your first node. So if I look at the formula, what we have done, I minus 1th node, which is one step beforehand, plus Ti node. Okay, so maximum of this, because we are adding the time, and then we have to see from which node they are coming. So if I add this one to, this is ES1 up plus 7 or ES5 plus this. So this means 20 plus 0. Okay, so this is just not only I minus 1. This is for all I. So I have to add here for all I. That means you need to compare actually all the previous node. In this question, this would be ES1 plus T1 jth node and also ESI minus 1 plus Ti'th node. So that is why we are going to choose the maximum. So you have to see from all previous type for all I, from whichever preceding nodes it is coming up. Now in this case, so 20 plus 0 is 20 and 0 plus 7 is 7. The maximum is 20. So I'll take this as 20. It will ensure that 20 days will be the starting time. All the previous activities need 20 days to complete. Okay. And then I'll be moving forward. If I look now for the node 7, this is 20 plus 0 and this would be 20 plus 1. So you require 1 day, so it will be maximum. This maximum time ensures that all the activities before we move forward, they are completed. And then for the last node, 21 plus 14, so that makes 35. So this means the time duration for the project is 35 days. So we use now following technique to calculate the latest completion time, and in this case we use the backward pass calculation. Now why backward? Because we now start from the completion, not from the starting. Starting means how we can start the next activity. So we are talking about the future activities, and in terms of the latest completion time. So when I say latest completion, completion means when my project is completed. Okay, so this is about the completion time. So completion time is, I'm talking about when the project has been completed. We will set latest of last node. Now this L, which is the subscript, this is my stand for the last node. This is same as earliest of last node, because earliest of last node, I'm not going to start anything else from the last node. That is the end of the project. Since it is the end of the project, hence it is the last node and it is the completion of the project that we are talking about. So to compute the latest occurrence time of ith activity, I am going to come back to the project. So subtract duration of each activity from the latest finishing time of the activity. So in the forward we have added, in the backward I am going to subtract, and then I am going to read. Say this was your project. Say I had this one as the project. Okay, I know what is the latest time here. Then I am assuming that this node, this event was completed in this much particular time. Then I am going to look up when this project is completed at this node. So I am only going to look up when these activities are going to complete. Nothing else has started. So that means this activity has not started. That is why the project is completed at this node. If I want to calculate the completion time at this one, that means nothing would have started from this. These activities are not started. So in that sense, calculate the latest completion time assuming that the project is finished at each node or at each event. And these two calculations also ensure that the forward and backward calculation will ensure that the earliest of first node and earliest of last node will be equal to latest of first node and latest of last node. So these two will always hold. Now let's look up the calculation of latest in the same example. So here I have considered this as example number 2. And the question is again same, except this point that now I need to calculate latest occurrence time. So I'm going to first quickly construct the network in the same way. Now for the latest calculation, we need to start from the last node. We have just said that earliest of last node is same as latest of last node. So this means latest of 8th node in this case is 35 days. So to calculate latest, we must need to know what is my earliest time. So this means by default, if I need to calculate latest occurrence time, I must need to calculate earliest time. So this will become by default that we need to first calculate earliest time and then we are calculating the latest time. Now let's come back to the previous node. At this stage, now at node 7, so latest completion time means we assume that this event was not there. We will assume that there is no further activity has started from 7 and the project is completed on 7th node itself. If the project is completed on 7th node, then what is the completion time of the project? So in that way, I'm going to subtract 14 from this 35. So this will give me 21 days. So that is how we come back, assuming that there has no activity started and the project is completed on this particular event or this particular node. And then let's come back to the next node. So suppose we are coming back to the 6th node. At this node also, before we complete the 6th node, we can't go to 5 because we see here 5 is generating these two activity. 5 is generating these two activity. And if I do not move forward, I assume that my node is completed at 5th. So I should know the latest time of 7th node and I should know latest time of 6th node, so that from their latest time I can subtract the time taken by these new activities. So now I'm going to complete the latest at 6th node, which only generate the activity at this one, F. So 21 minus 1, this is 20 days. Once I know LC6 and I'll know LC7, I can calculate this at 5th node. Latest completion at 5th node is, it is generating these two dummy events. So 21 minus 0 and 21 minus 0, the least is 20. So I'm going to write 20. Why not 21? Because the extra time was taken by F. When we have calculated the time duration, this 20 plus F was 21. So the starting activities which were coming up later on, they contribute to this extra quantity, okay? But when we are coming back, we need to subtract the least so that we ensure now the project is completed at 5th, assuming nothing else has started from 5th. This is the latest completion time. Move back to 4th. 4th node will give me latest completion at 4th is 20 minus 2, that is 18. Come back to this one because it only have one node. When it has only one activity, it's not going to make a much difficult calculation. We know how to subtract simply. So this is 15. I come back to now the second node. This is 15 minus this is 10. Now if I'll assume that node 1 is I want to calculate what is the latest completion time of first node. Okay, assuming that nothing has started from here. Nothing has started from here. This means 10 minus 10, this is 0. If I look this 10 minus 10, this is 0. And A has started this activity B. So I'm going to subtract 20 minus 7. So that is 14. So we need to take the least time because the maximum time is then taken by the starting. This starting time was carried out because of the all other activity that were involved in the project. So for latest, subtract this one. This means LC1, latest completion of the first node is a 0. And that is how we have written the first earliest starting time of first node is 0 and latest completion time of the first node will also come out to 0 by this forward and backward pass calculation. And the last node also, they are always same. In between there is no guarantee because there is a dependency in the product. In between earliest and latest may vary, but the end and starting will be always same. Now we want to know what is critical activity. An activity I, j is called critical if it satisfies all the three conditions. Only then I am going to say an activity which is critical. So activity means, so suppose that there is an ith node and I have an activity which is going to jth node. This activity takes Tij time. So this means in this ith node I can calculate what is earliest starting time, latest completion time. This I know the starting time. This I know the completion time of jth node. We will be going to calculate earliest separately, latest separately, and then we know what are the times for each node. If this is same, they are equal. If earliest and latest are same, and the difference of earliest of jth node and earliest of ith node is Tij. Similarly, latest ith node should is equal to Tij. So that means all these three conditions, if they are equal, only then we say that this is a critical activity. Otherwise, if any one of the above conditions is not satisfied, it is a non-critical activity. And once we join all these critical activity, we'll see which were the critical activity. We will find a path. This path is what we call the critical path. So in fact, this spans whole network means these are consisting of the activity that takes the longest time duration. So this is involving longest duration, or in other sense, this is the minimum time to complete the project. If we do not take this longer duration, some activity would be left incomplete in the project and hence the project would be considered as incomplete. So minimum time duration. Now let us take an example to find the critical path. Now this is the same question which I have already considered in example 1, example 2. The only thing is that now I am going to calculate the completion time of the project and identify critical path. To calculate the completion time, I must need to calculate the earliest time, and to calculate the critical path. In that critical path, there was a condition which is dependent on the earliest also and latest both. As we see here, we have discussed, if all the three conditions are satisfied, only then I am going to say that this particular activity is a critical activity. So we need to calculate both. So in the similar way, I have already calculated earliest and latest. This is same question in example 1 and 2. So I have just written here what are latest and earliest. Now let us look at the first condition. The first condition said earliest of ith node should be equal to latest of ith node for any particular activity I to j. So suppose if we focus on this activity. So suppose if we focus on this activity, is this a critical activity? We see both of earliest and latest, they are same. Okay. Now here 1 becomes ith node and 2 becomes jth node. And the time difference, E2 minus E1, 10 minus 0, and L2 minus L1 is 10 minus 0, that is 10. So this means the second condition and the third condition all are satisfied. So this is second condition and the third condition is the difference minus this and this should be equal to the time duration. So all the conditions are satisfied. Look at the next activity. Maybe we can look at the activity B. If you want to look at the activity B, these are same because for activity B, this is I and this one is jth node. Okay, 1 to 6. This is involving the activity B. Here earliest is a 0, latest is 0. Here earliest is 20 and latest is 20. So this is same, this is same. Condition 1 and 2 are satisfied. But the difference between this earliest and the E1, that is 20 minus 0, is not 7. So this third condition is not satisfied for the B activity. So this means for the B activity, this is not going to satisfy. So the activity B is not a critical activity. Then let us look at activity C. Is this a critical activity? Yes, 10, 10. 15, 15, and the difference is also satisfying for both the cases, earliest also and for latest also. Move forward again. This is a critical activity. This is a critical activity, 18, 18, 20, 20, and the difference is 2. Now, if I look at this first dummy activity, which is between 5 to 6. So, 5 to 6, they both are satisfied 20, 20, and the difference between the time duration is also fine because it is 0. But if I look at 5 to 7, so let me to first highlight this is a critical activity. But 5 to 7 is not satisfying because the earliest are same, latest are same, but the difference between 21 minus 20 is not 0. That is the time duration. So third condition is still not satisfied. Now if I look activity 6 to 7, that is activity number F. So this is a critical path and hence the last is similar critical path. Now this, the highlighted line with the blue color is a critical path. So I may say I have identified critical activity and hence I have identified the critical path 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8 are critical path. This is path and this comprises of activity A, C, D, E, and 5 to 6 this is a dummy activity. So I'm just going to write a dummy. 6 to 7 is F and 7 to 8 is G. Now these are the activity that takes the longest duration, and also this is the minimum time of completion the project. So for example, which activity is not covered? B. So the time taken by these activity will ensure that B will automatically be completed within that time duration because it is not taking the maximum time. So this is the critical path calculation. Now let us take one more example to again calculate the time duration of the project, and I'm going to identify the critical path. But before that I need to first construct the network. So let's calculate the network construction. A and B are the starting activities. So I have drawn here. C start from A. So this means D starts from B. E starts from C. So this is here. F starts from B. So F can be started from B. You see B. So we can going to start the activity F. So but I require D and E together. So rather than writing F here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write F here and I'm going to write D here. Now this is an activity D that should start the activity G. F is started here and H starts from this activity. This G and H are the last activity. They are not further involved, so they have to be finished at the last node. We have already done this point also in the last video. Every project should have one ending and the one starting point. And no line should be left incomplete. Every line should have a meaning. Every edge should have a meaning. It should be an activity and not without any meaning. Okay, now I am going to write the time duration taken by the activity. B takes 8 days, C takes 7 days, D takes 11, E takes 8. So just read from here and here. F is taking 7 days, so that is 7. G takes 5 days, so this is 5. H takes 8 days. Okay, and this is how I have written. C takes 7 days, B takes 8 days, A 6. Okay, now let's calculate the time duration of the project. To do that, I need to calculate the earliest and latest. So earliest of the first node is 0. Of course, latest will be 0. Now let's first calculate the earliest time. And before that, I'm also going to label this network 2, 3, 4. I can write it 5. This is 6, and this last would be 7. Okay. Now earliest of the second node. So I'm going to add 0 plus 6. So that is 6. 6 plus 7. So earliest of fourth node is 13. Earliest of third node 0 plus 8. So previous was 0 and then I have 8. To calculate 6, E6. Now the 6 labeling comes just from the node. To calculate E6, 13 plus 8. So this is 21. Up 8 plus 11 because 6th node would be completed when activity E and D both are completed. So to calculate E6, I am going to add E's time, node 4th time and node 3rd time. So the maximum is 21 days. So this is 21. And then for fifth node, E8 plus 7. So this is 15. So E5 is 15. And E7. E7 is 15 plus 8. So this is 23. And 21 plus 5. So this is 26 days. So we take maximum and hence we calculate earliest starting time of the last node. So this also gives me the total time duration of the project. Now I'm going to calculate the latest. Latest of 7th node is same as this because it is same as earliest. Come back. 6th node would be considered completed if I delete the activity G. So I'm going to simply subtract 26 minus 5, that is 21 days. So this means latest of 6th node is 21. To calculate latest of 5th node, I'll assume that my project is completed on 5th day. That means nothing has started from this node. So just deleting H means I'm going to subtract 26 minus 8. So if I subtract 26 minus 8, I'm going to left here 18. Okay. Then come back to the next nodes. Say suppose now I'm coming to the node 4. So to calculate L4, I'm calculating 21 minus 8. So this becomes 13. To calculate node at third, to calculate latest time of third node, it has given rise to two activity D and F. 21 minus 11, that is 10, and 18 minus 7, that is 11. So I'm going to write L3 as 10, which is minimum. Now come back to latest 2. So L2, 13 minus 7, that is 6. 6 minus the back to 6 or 10 minus 8 2. So we are back to 0. So L1 is a 0. We are taking the minimum value. So L1 is a 0. This is 0. Now we need to identify the critical path. In the same way, look which activities earliest and latest are same. So this is the first activity whose earliest and latest are same. Here earliest and latest are not same. Here earliest and latest are not same. And then this is the activity earliest latest same and their difference is also same. This is the critical activity 13 13 21 21 and the difference is 8. Then this is the critical activity 21 21 and 26 26. 21 26 minus 21 is 5. So we have the critical path here as 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 7. This is critical path. Okay, we may associate activity A, C, E, G, and time duration of the project is 26 days. So this is the answer for the first and the second part after drawing the network. Now in example number 5, in this case we have already given the activities in a different format. Now they are not given in terms of A, B, C, D format and hence there are no procedures, but they are directly written in 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 2 to 4. This means they are given in terms of the nodal points. So what I am going to do is I am just going to take the node point 1 to 2, 1 to 3 and so on. So join these points. 1 to 2 is an activity. Second it says 1 to 3 is an activity. 2 to 4 is an activity. 4 to 5 is an activity. 3 to 5 is an activity. Just join them straight away by arrows. So this way, this means it is a network given to us which we are not constructing but we are just rewriting as it is given in the problem. And 3 to 6 is an activity. Then we have written 5 to 7 is an activity. And we have 6 to 7 is an activity. So this is the drawing of the network as given to the data. So notice here these are the node points, not the written activities as we have done in the previous examples. Each activity is with some time, so let us write the time also. Now that's the construction of the network. Calculate time duration. Let's quickly calculate the time duration of the project. Earliest of first node, this is 0. Latest of first node, this is 0. Earliest of second node, 6, 0 plus 6. Then I can calculate earliest of fourth node, 6 plus 7, this is 13. Earliest of third node, so this is 8. Then earliest of fifth node. To calculate this, because there are two arrows finishing, so I'm going to add 13 plus 8, 21, and 8 plus 11, 19. So this means I'm going to write 21. Then I have 8 plus 7, so this is 15. So earliest of sixth node is 15, and then 21 plus 5, this is 26. So I'm going to write, and 15 plus 8, 23. So this means earliest of 6 is 26 days. And similarly, I can go back now. So this is precisely the similar question. The only difference here I have considered is in the terms of the activity that I have written in this format. And so I can write, so we know what is the critical path. So this is the critical path with similar calculation that we have just done. So network can be given in different forms, either in this form or in any other form. And hence we can calculate the critical path.